Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Art, doing another video. I want to do a quick video today talking about two comic books that I found again. And these two comics I bought years ago, and it held a very dear place in my heart. And I really loved the story. I finally found them again. And out of the most weirdest stories I've ever read, this is one I always remember. So these two books. Well, let me show it to you. First is Amazing Spider-Man 229. And it says nothing can stop the Juggernaut. And like it shows, Spider-Man versus the Juggernaut. This is a very funny, in my opinion, one of the best Spider-Man stories ever. Because how are you going to fight the Juggernaut? If you know anything about the Juggernaut, besides the Juggernaut bitch joke, I'm the Juggernaut bitch joke, the X-Men can barely stop him. He fought against the Hulk and went toe to toe with the Hulk. And he's one tough baddie. Though basically, only very few people actually beat this guy, hands down. It's just like toss him somewhere he can't recover and whatnot. And the second one, the two Amazing Spider-Man 230, was this one. The conclusion. To fight the undefeatable foe. Now this is a very good story because, okay, as you can see right here, this person is Madam Web. Her name is Madam Web. Now, this is not her first appearance, but I hear that she might be making an appearance in one of the future movies. So there's a rumor about that. And if that's the case, then that means her first appearance will be a very hot comic to get. She's a pre-connection, so basically she can tell the future. She calls him at home and says, "Hey, someone's going to threaten my life. Be ready." And he's like, "What? I don't know who you And she's like, "You know who this voice is? Okay." So he goes about his life doing his own stuff. Juggernaut and his friend Black Tom, goes to New York to capture her. He jumps off the ship and just walks. He can't drown. He don't need to breathe, so he can survive underwater. So he jumps off and just walks, and nothing actually can stop him. Okay. All of a sudden, Peter Parker's had his job. A phone call. Hey, guess what? The sailor's on his way. So he tries to find him, and he says, "Oh my gosh, who's this guy?" He says, "Okay." He sees him walking. Do 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 do. Juggernaut just walking. Do 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 do. Just walking like you walking on a normal Sunday. He says, "I'm gonna try to tackle him." So he tries to kick him in the back of the head. Bounces off. He's like, "What?" Tries to stop him. Rips the shred apart. Tries to web him up. Rips the red apart. Keeps walking. Try to grab his arm. Try to grab his arm to try to stop him. And he's just walking. So there's some battering comes. They say, so you know what he does to get rid of Spider-Man? He walks through a building with Spider-Man holding his arm like this, and he walks on the other side of the building. Spider-Man's not there. It's funny. By the end of the comic, Juggernaut grabs Madam Web and she goes into convulsions because the chair she sits in is her life support and she's almost dead. So he's like, "Oh, this is worthless. I'll walk home." So then we get to this one right here. He does everything he can to fight him. He does everything. He throws a girder at him. He throws a bulldozer, the bulldozer balls. He swings that and tries to throw it at him. And he's just smacking, smacking, smacking. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to rip your thing off. I'm gonna try to rip the helmet off. And he says, someone tried to do that before. So you know what I did? I laser torched it shut. So you can't do it. So he said, well, Spider-Man's like, I can't do it. So the only way I can do it is I cover his eyes. So he grabs him and covers his eyes like this so he can't see. So, and basically he walks into wet cement. They'll throw a foundation for a building and he walks into wet cement and sinks. That's how Spider-Man stops him. And the funny thing is, like I said, these comics right here. Now what happened, I got them both for like $15. So I mean, off of eBay, I got them both for $15. I won it in an auction for $15, and I won them last Friday. Last Friday, I won these. So I was at work. I'm like, please don't someone try to screw me out of the last bidder. I saw other auctions and it was going like $40 to $50. Like I said, I was going to spend no more than $50 on this. If this was higher than $50, I wouldn't have bought it. But the funny thing is, now that I thought about it, I was looking at it, and basically, if these comics were in prime top condition, they'll be worth over like $130. So, and probably by looking at this, by doing a quick look, it's probably like what they call a mid-grade comic. So it's probably worth like $50 to $60 tops a piece. So basically, these two comic books together was probably worth about like $100. These two, but I got it for 15, so that's a good steal. So I'm kind of happy. I told my friend about it at my job, so I showed him these. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I remember these years ago," because his father collected Spider-Man years ago, and so he's like, "Oh man, these are awesome covers." So it's kind of cool. So one of the things I'm going to do is starting next year. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to try to get some more good older comics from the 80s to the early 90s, and I'm going to try to get one or two big books along with other autographs and all this other stuff, and some other things I'm going to apply next year. Now, the thing is, next year is like 3 weeks away. And I will be I'll be on vacation starting tomorrow night. Throughout the week, next week, there's some things I have to do. And I'll probably do a video on some of that stuff. My goal is to try to do one video a day. Probably won't happen, but that's my goal. And hopefully, I might be able to do some stuff. Alright, so guys, talk to you later, and I'm going to watch more TV. Good night.